I grew up here in Tacoma, Washington, right up on the hilltop. If you can think of Los Angeles back in the 80s, my neighborhood was very similar to that. I'm walking out of the building I spent so much time in, the Juvenile Court Diversion Program. This is where the school's at. This is where all the probationary programs are at. Today I stand in front of you guys. I am a family man, I am an author, I am a paralegal, I am a mentor, and a really good fisherman. So this picture, you see myself, you see a man named Jalen Irish, and in the picture you can tell that we're really good friends, right? Started out that way, but what you can't tell from the picture is that me and him always didn't see eye to eye. Things did not always look pretty for us. We did not end our friendship on good terms, and so it just blew my mind that about a month ago, I'm in the store, grocery store, getting milk for my kid, and Jalen pushes up on me, and he's like, man, I'm really happy to see you. It took a second for us to for it to sink in what was happening, but Jalen had a good enough heart, a big enough heart to acknowledge that we have both been through some stuff, and that because we have this new world, and because we have these new hazards, it was a blessing to see that me and him both made it out of the situation. After this interaction, we made amends, we chopped it up, and then I called Kevin. Sent Kevin a picture, and next thing I know, I got invited to do this. So that's what brought me here today. In this picture lies a common goal and a significant but necessary truth. That goal that I believe everybody here is attempting to reach is the preservation of life, especially with the youth that we have here in the system. In order for you guys to grasp that, these truth, I need to tell you guys a little bit about my story. I was actually born into a gang. They're really, for me, when you grow up around, it's not really like an option. It's not like you think about, do I want to do this? This is the culture you're growing up around. You grow up talking like these individuals. You grow up doing what you see these individuals do. We don't necessarily look at it like gang life or gang culture. We just look at it, this is how we were raised. This is how we brought up. For me, it wasn't getting into things. Both of my parents were from my neighborhood. All my older cousins, even female aunties, they all were from and representing. It wasn't gang culture. It was just culture. It's just the environment we lived in, you know. It was part of the territory back then, especially in the 80s and 90s. As I grew up on the hilltop, I had everything but a normal childhood. I lived in a one-parent home with my mom. Age 5 to age 12, I was physically abused. I don't hold it against my mother or anything. I think she was honestly doing what somebody did to her. That makes sense. And she was only one of the best. And so I had very strict rules growing up. And because of that, I was disciplined a lot. Eventually, that caught up to my mom. I was taken into the state, to the foster care system. And once I entered into the foster care system, of course, I started racking up this nice record I have here in the courts. Because back then in the foster care system, it wasn't a livable situation for guys like me. In the foster care system, I had my obstacles. I've seen everything from locks on the refrigerator. I've seen kids being touched and molested. I've starved. I've been homeless as a kid. 1,000 kids again, but ultimately I ended up making one of the biggest mistakes turned lessons of my life. I was about 17 years old when I I led Tacoma's infamous Halloween robberies. And this is back in 2012. The male juveniles on a string of robberies Halloween night where cell phones, candy, and small pocket items were taken from our victims. And so, of course, we got charged. I think I was booked that night. And when the craziest thing happened is that everybody kept coming to see me. They were crying. And I've been here like 1,000 times. I didn't know why. I was like, I keep coming back here. They kept putting me in this room crying and just saying, oh my gosh, I hope this works out for you. I'm praying for you. And then I go to court and hear about a law that I've never even considered. It was an automatic decline law. And they automatically declined on me because I was the oldest. Ultimately, ultimately for those robberies, I went to trial because I felt like I was forced to. They weren't coming to me with no 36-week deal. Tell you that they were talking like 15 years as a deal, and of course I can't sign that. But I never went about the case as if I didn't do it. I just went about it. I just filed it. So after about 10 months in the county, we went to trial. Of course, we lost, convicted on most of the charges. People were outraged because these are crimes where nobody was killed or hurt. It got attention from people in high places, and of course, it motivated me to do what I had to do to get home because I couldn't fathom sitting in prison for a camp. So, over the 5 years, I was in and out of the library. I was fighting my case. And also out here on the outs again, it had caught attention from people on the streets. And one of those people were, her name is Senator Janine Darnley. And of course, this case did not sit right with her. She actually came to visit me in prison and vowed to make some changes so that I would see another day. And from that point on, I started seeing the changes on the streets. Eventually, some laws were passed in my name. And after about 5 years, I actually won my appeal. I think I served 5 years and 7 months. And they changed that very automatic decline law that helped me and that sent me to the adult courts. Funny thing is, I had done all this work to get out of prison. Like, I had taken all these classes, I had trade skills and everything, right? Like, I thought I was ready. There's a lot of people I didn't listen to, but this handful of individuals, they told me to do something different, and it saved my life. Upon release, after about 6 months, the Fresh Out movie was over. I was not fresh out the pack anymore. And I wasn't ready for that because I hadn't been in life for, 5 years, and I left as a kid. So as soon as things started getting hard, I resorted back to what I knew. Now, nothing as crazy as Halloween robberies. But I did go back to my neighborhood, and I ended up catching 2 cases. I won 2 more cases after being released into the system. This time, I know in my heart that is not the man upstairs hadn't brought me this far for my life to be over. So I knew in my heart that there was another chance for me. As I'm going through this case, I'm fighting way more bigger charges. I was fighting a life sentence for gun charges and dope and assault. And I just could not think about who would listen to me, who would hear me out, who's going to hear that, hey, I didn't really do all this. And so I talked to the man upstairs. Of course, he gave me his ear. I went to the biggie. I went over everybody's heads. I went to the senator. I sent her every piece of information I had. My wife, she was like my personal investigator. She was my paralegal. She was out there making statements. She went about it as if we were convicted together. I sent all this to the senator, and I just wrote this 10-page letter, really crying my heart out. I really didn't do this. And it got cleaned up really fast. When I say this lady came to shut the whole jail down, whoa. So, we ended up getting some of the stuff cleared up, but I actually left out of county jail that time with 18 years. I ended up taking a deal, and as blessings would have it, I went on to prison and won my appeal on my second case, and I was able to get these 2 cases ran concurrent to where I think I served about 4 years this last time. Now, this sounds like a pretty crazy story, right? You guys are like, who gets this many chances? This would be my last time. There would be no more coming back to prison. Whether I was free or I was dead. That was the gravity that I left with this time. And so, now that I'm out here, every day I wake up wanting to be a righteous individual, not wanting to get over on any man. Behind this picture, if me and this man can shoot at each other, and we really did not like each other, if me and him can do this 12 years later, I think my goal is to figure out how we can save them the 12 years. But what people would call gang members, I think that them seeing this picture and how young we are and the relevant games that we play, I think this will actually spark something. I think this will get the kids' attention because now it's not this older cat trying to preach to me. It's not this probation officer trying to tell me what I have to do or I'm going to go to prison. What it is, hey, this is my older homie, this is my older brother, this is somebody who's looked out for me, giving me clothes every single night, and he's saying it's all right to look at those guys over from the other side of town differently. First, I'm gonna say that at least my mistakes are now lessons. I'm at a point where I could tell you that there was lessons, there was gems in there was things I had to learn. So, and that's what I got to take away from those what started out as mistakes. However, if I could prevent somebody from making a mistake that I made when I was younger, I would tell my young cast, man, just stay out of the prison system. The reason why is these things are traps, and it might seem light on the surface. You might, as a youth, you might think that you're only looking at this certain amount of time, or things will blow over like this. You might win an appeal. You might get out and become a rapper and get signed after, whatever kids think today. But I learned that systems like these have everlasting effects, and believe it or not, I am a free man today, and I still have to deal with these people.
So proud of you. You don't even know. Most can't even do this. So for you to be a free man doing this, I give you your props, baby.